Today's Dallas Cowboys Report is presented by Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping on all of their incredible men's grooming products when you use promo code COWBOYS at manscaped.com. Today's video, some Week 13 overreactions I've seen on social media, other media outlets, and from some of you in the comment section as well. First up, this win for Dallas was a disappointing win. I'm going to say this is an overreaction because can a win really be disappointing outside of an injury? They got the W. Thursday night games are super weird. You are missing your head coach, multiple other offensive coaching members, your starting right tackle, you were having guys come back from injury, you were on the road playing your third game in 12 days. A win's a win at some level. Was it pretty? No. It was not. Are there reasons to be concerned? Yeah, we're going to get into those. But if you come away with a 10-point win over a team on the road, I don't think disappointed is the proper feeling to have. Yes, Dallas was not perfect. They had multiple mistakes. We'll get to the offense here in a little bit. And yes, there is certainly room to improve if you are the Cowboys. I'm not saying that those things aren't true. But you won this game, your third game in 12 days, the stretch of the year that I absolutely despise. It is so brutal for Dallas. They typically don't play very well, though they do have some good success after the Thursday night game. You had a limited coaching staff. You had Will McClay down there on the sidelines wearing a headset. No, it was not pretty, but you got the win. That should be the number one takeaway as this team continues to get healthier, with a schedule down the stretch that should not be that difficult. Those 5 games, one team above 500 right now you're playing. I feel pretty good about the Cowboys being able to get right and get a little bit hot at the exact time of the year that they need to be. So with that in mind, coming off the win over New Orleans, I want you to predict the Cowboys' record this season. What's it going to be? Remember, the extra game this year, you've got a bunch of NFC East matchups coming up. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it, head down to the pinned comment, and get those record predictions in. All right, now we can be a little bit more negative. But overall, hey, win's a win, right? But overreaction number 2. The offense is broken. It's not an overreaction. I am concerned about this Dallas Cowboys offense because the entire thing, the entire unit is not operating the way it is supposed to be. Everything is struggling for the Dallas Cowboys, from the quarterback to the running back to the play caller in Kellen Moore to the offensive line to some of the receivers as well. There aren't that many players you can point to and say, yes, they are playing as well as they normally do. Even Zach Martin got beat last night. Big red flag for me, one we've discussed many a time. They can't run the ball consistently. You ran the ball 21 times, not including kneel downs, including a CeeDee Lamb screenplay. You had 3 solid runs in that game. A Zeke Elliott 10-yard run to officially ice it up the middle, which, by the way, stop running into the center over and over again. It's not working. Get to the edges. The Tony Pollard run, which was awesome, and the CeeDee Lamb screen. They were like 3 of 20-ish on successful runs. That's a disaster. Now, Dak Prescott, who we'll spend some more time on tomorrow, has been inconsistent as well. I thought he was awesome in the first half. Second half, not so much. There were some missed throws in that game and some mistakes that made unforced errors. He has not quite put together the full game, even though the high-level throws, that strike to CeeDee Lamb, by the way, go look at the All-22 film. That ball was out when CeeDee Lamb was not remotely open. It was an unreal throw. There were several of those in that game. Also some head-scratching misses that Dak doesn't normally miss. The play calling, boy wonder Kellen Moore. It's not going very well either. I like his offensive scheme passing game-wise, but the run game scheme is very bland. The pre-snap motion's not doing well. They did get away from the 1st and 10 run, but Dallas folks, and I tweeted this out earlier today, they suck on third downs. The beginning of the year, the first couple games, Dallas was 2nd in the NFL in third down conversion rate. Since the Patriots game, folks, right around the time the run game started to collapse as well, the Cowboys are 30th. They're terrible on third downs. That's why they can't sustain drives, even third and shorts. There have been a lot more third and longs, but there have been third and shorts they're not converting on. The solution here is take advantage of this mini bye. Take the time to self-scout. Identify what's working and, more importantly, what's not working. The offensive line's got major issues. Identify what play calls are consistently getting them into trouble and runs up the middle. And stop those and go back to the things that work well. The schedule sets up well for Dallas to get right, but they still have to actually get right. So what is your concern level right now over this Cowboys offense? Scale it for me 1 to 10. There have been moments, we have seen at times what this offense and Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore and Lamb, Cooper and Gallup and the O-line are able to do. Has not been consistently there for way too long of a time, so I am worried. How about you, though? Scale it for me 1 to 10. I give the Lawnmower 4.0 a perfect 10, by the way, and you can get the best men's grooming products out there from Manscaped on a fantastic deal this holiday season. 20% off at manscaped.com when you use promo code Cowboys. That link will be near the top of the description, and it's in the comment section as well. There is nothing better to help make your stuff downstairs look a little bit better and a little bit bigger as well. Again, the promo code is Cowboys when you head over to manscaped.com. All right, overreaction number 3 for Dallas here is on Dan Quinn, his new head coach. Okay, no, this is an overreaction. I thought, and I'll make this very clear here, I thought Dan Quinn did a great job. A very difficult situation, down a lot of your key coaches. You're subbing in people. He had Will McClay wearing the heads on the sideline, which is unusual for Dallas. So he helps in the booth, but not on the sidelines. They were decimated coaching-wise. They have not a normal practice schedule. It's a tough time of the year. I thought Dan Quinn did a damn fine job. I don't see Jerry Jones making that change because I feel like this is the case for at least some of us out there. If the Cowboys performed the exact same way with Mike McCarthy, people would have been mad at Mike for only winning by 10 points. Dan Quinn, I think, was graded a bit more on a curve, which is fair, but I don't think he's the guy to replace Mike McCarthy immediately. Earlier this year, we were pretty much all in agreement of, hey, you can't lose Kellen Moore. Ice calling such a great game. Well, not so much lately. The play calling offensively hit a bit of a rough patch. So who is more important to this Cowboys team right now? Type KM for Kellen Moore or type in DQ for Dan Quinn. Which coordinator, the offensive mind in Kellen Moore, the defensive mind in Dan Quinn, do you find more important? I think I'll make this a community poll at some point as well because I think the numbers have flipped. Let me know what you guys have to say in the comments section. KM for Kellen Moore, DQ for Dan Quinn. We are getting closer and closer to 116,000 subscribers here at the Dallas Cowboys Report. Just over 500 away. My goal, by the way, which we will bring back in force as we get closer to kickoff, I want to double up the Washington football team's actual YouTube channel. And we're not that far away. We can do it. Help me get there by subscribing right now. Overreaction number 4, sit Ezekiel Elliott. This is not an overreaction for me. I think we all have eyes, and Zeke is clearly not right. And even compared to what he was doing this year when he was playing well at the beginning of the year, that knee injury, the body, he's beat down. And the production is very different. First 5 games of the year, even with that bad Bucks game when they just didn't try to run the football, nor should they have tried to run the football. 85 carries versus 88 carries. So similar volume here. The yards, drastically down. The yards after contact, drastically down. The Cowboys have to play Tony Pollard more. Now, the entire ground game has issues. It's not just a Zeke problem. And I get that Zeke Elliott is a way better blocker, especially pass protection-wise, than Tony Pollard. That is 100% true. But he's not helping enough on the ground. He doesn't look right. They ran that outside left play, finally ran one with Elliott. he looked hobbled out there. I don't care what the doctors say. We can all see he's not running at 100%. Now, maybe the mini bye really helps Elliott. He gets some breathers, but Dallas gave him the normal workload, and on top of that, they didn't have him limited practice. Like, he's not right. They got to make some kind of change here, because I don't trust Elliott to maximize runs right now the same way I trust Tony Pollard to. There has to be some adjustment here on the ground game. Maybe you make Zeke into your closer. Let Pollard be your starter to an extent. I don't know what it is, but doing more of the same is the definition of insanity right now for Dallas. So who should be RB1? Type TP for Tony Pollard or type EE for Ezekiel Elliott. TP, EE. I think you can make a real strong argument right now. Maybe it is better off being Tony Pollard because the ground game is not working. And Elliott is not the only reason, but he is a factor for it. Overreaction number 5. Micah Parsons for Defensive Player, not just Rookie, Player of the Year. I'm going to call this not really an overreaction, in large part because of this. Parsons, I argue unquestionably, along with Trayvon Diggs still, belongs in that race. Both of those two players have been incredible. And Parsons is clearly the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Like, as good as Odafe Oweh has been, as impactful as my boy Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah has been, nobody has been as impactful on the defensive side of the ball as Micah Parsons. 72 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, which, by the way, is more than he had his entire career at Penn State. He's going to double that number. He had 6.5 at PSU. It's insane. 25 quarterback hits. He might have an argument for, remember when Khalil Mack was an all-pro at defensive end and linebacker? Because NFL voters are stupid, you actually have a good argument to make Parsons a defensive rookie of the year or defensive all-rookie team member at both linebacker and defensive end. That's how great he's been. But I think the award goes to Myles Garrett. And as great as Parsons has been, Garrett's got 14 sacks, guys. There is a damn good chance that Garrett sets the single-season sack record this year. And if that's the case, how can you not give the award to anybody other than Myles Garrett? So, yes, Parsons should be in that conversation. If this were a Heisman Trophy race, he'd be going to New York. But winning the award, I'm not going to get my hopes up quite yet. Then again, I was certainly wrong about Micah Parsons, so I want you guys to be honest. If you were also wrong about Micah Parsons, who has exceeded every single expectation placed on him by everybody, then type me in the comments section. One last overreaction, it's number 6 here. Leighton Vander Esch sucks. Yeah, he does. I'm sorry. Hate to say it. There was a point a couple years ago I thought LVE and Jalen were the best young linebacking duo in the NFL. Well, Jalen's out of the league right now, and LVE, I think, is that far behind. He was awful against the Saints, and he hasn't been very good for quite a while at this point. He gets in the stat sheet with 1 tackle. The problem for LVE, beyond missing a surefire interception and falling down chasing Taysom Hill when he could have made a tackle and stopped a 30-yard run and being a 5-yard run, there are 2 major problems right now with Leighton Vander Esch, the football player, and they're pretty debilitating ones. Number 1, LVE cannot operate in space. It's not working. He's uncomfortable. He's not quick enough. He's lost some ability, I think, because of injuries. He's not the athletic freak he was when he came out of Boise. Issue number 2, he struggles taking on and shedding blocks. And you see it when he's lined up at edge, he gets worked. He got worked last week against the read option touchdown by Marcus Mariota. If you struggle in space and you cannot take on blocks, I can't do anything with a linebacker like that. There is not a role that fits at that point. So I don't know if it's this year or later on in the offseason. You got to sit LVE, maybe a role with Kellen. He's not playing that much better, but at least he can do some stuff in space for you. I think LVE's time in Dallas is about done unless something drastically changes in the final 5 games of the season.